What I was planning on doing now, because we're all here. So what I want you to do, everybody stay here. Gus, come back. Stay. Let's all just do this together. Okay? We're just gonna. This is only going to take about 15 minutes anyway. So we should just do this together and like enjoy ourselves with it. So what I want you to do is test yourself for collusiveness. Am I collusive in any way with anybody or anything? You know, that's the question. Go ahead and test that.
Yeah. Am I collusive?
I guess yes.
Do I have to know what it means?
No, you don't actually. You don't have to know what it means.
Okay, good, because I don't.
Yeah, me neither.
You actually don't really need to know what anything. That's the good thing about testing things, is God knows what it means. You don't need to know. God, you can you'll get a signal, and then if you are, you'll find out at some point what it meant. And if you're
I have.
If
I got a yes. So.
Okay, because if you're not, it's just another thing you don't need to know. Okay, Greg, what'd you get?
I got a no.
Anna?
I got no.
Ron?
Got a no.
Okay.
I got no.
Okay.
I got that God wanted to be with me on my SAT test, but couldn't make it that day.
Am I? Okay. Okay, for those of you who got yes, I am now removing collusiveness from my, I'm just ending any collusiveness I have. Barb, I need you on video. Come on.
Oh gosh, I just woke up and you wouldn't believe.
Come on.
I know. I don't trust myself.
Okay, have you done that? Did you get a signal that you've removed it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel any different?
Relief.
Relief.
No. No.
Say it again, Gus. I didn't hear.
I don't know, actually. I don't know. Maybe a little, but I can't really describe it.
Okay. Anna, do you feel any different? Oh,
Well, I didn't have it. So.
Oh, you got no. Okay, Greg, you feel any different?
Do I anyway, you mean?
Greg, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Did you hear the question I asked you?
Do you feel any different, you asked for somebody?
I asked you.
Do you?
I said, Greg, do you feel any different? Or did you?
He got no as his answer.
I got no.
Oops.
I tested yes.
Okay.
Now it feels.
Ron, what about you?
I got no also originally.
Okay. Well,
I got no, but I feel great. How about you?
Okay. Okay, now everybody say this. I'm now removing all immune dysfunctions from all my bodies.
And now removing all
All my bodies.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody feel any different?
Feel lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel good.
Okay.
Feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel relaxed. Feel good.
Okay. Gus, did you get anything?
Yeah, I feel better. I feel, a release, a bit of airiness.
Okay. Now, what people need to know who are just getting started with this is that this feeling, this good feeling, is a signal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a more important signal than the finger signal.
Yeah.
Like what you're trying to get, this feeling. you're trying to, because because when you get this feeling, you really know you've cured something. Now, Gus, you've been doing this for a few weeks. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now, do you feel this good feeling usually when you remove something or install something?
Yeah. Especially last night. I mean, normally in the last few weeks I've been kind of just doing the bare minimum.
Right.
You know, every day clearing out the virus. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a little bit of work with Barb, and I felt really good after that. And then last night was the first time I actually sat down and really went a bit deeper, you know, on my own. And I really felt lots of layers just peeling off things. And I went to bed feeling great. And I can't find the time to do that in the morning. So I feel like that day, you know. So this morning I took a bit more time actually, and I really cleared out some stuff and.
Okay.
It's a great day today. Yeah, I felt pretty good. Yeah.
Well, you know, the thing, what you're running into is a lot of people do what you are doing when they first start. Like they don't do it unless they feel bad. Like we call it putting out fires. They run around putting out fires. You know, whenever they have a bad feeling, they do it, but they actually don't do what you did last night for the first time, which is to do it like to dig in and to feel good and then find things to cure. And that, see, if you put out fires, you'll never get well.
Yeah.
All you'll keep doing is putting out fires for the rest of your life. You'll never get well. You make no progress. You have to do it when you feel good.
Yeah.
So the thing to do is to do a little bit of it and feel better and then do it. Like do it after you did it. Like Anna, what you were just saying that you just felt the good feeling, right?
Yeah.
Now tell us more. Tell us about you, Anna.
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 I think you're on mute, Anna.
Let's see, I could talk about this week and how.
No, right now, the good feeling right now.
Well, I feel really good and relaxed and open.
And that's a signal of
Feeling well, being well.
and this is the place from which to find things to cure. Okay. Test this question. Do I have any immune dysfunctions operating right now in me? Get a no?
No.
Okay. Lowered or missing functions?
Lower and missing function. No.
No. Held pathologies?
No.
Okay, good. Do you feel like you could do anything?
Anything. Yes.
No attachment?
No attachment. No.
No attachment. Okay. So, and you're testing these things, right?
Right.
That's why you're hesitating in your answers, because each thing you're
Right.
seeing if you get a signal on it and testing it. This is what it is to look for things, to cure. You know what? As we go on in this meeting, I bet I might find something for you to cure, but who knows?
There's always something.
There may be something, but sometimes there isn't. Sometimes we are really, really functional. No kidding. Sometimes we're really in our power. We can really be powerful sometimes. You know, and we have nothing. There are times when we really do have nothing to cure. You know, we're just okay. You know, totally okay.
And then something rises up again?
Or we collude. Now, Ross,
Oh.
what about you?
Yes,
You tested no on collusion.
I tested yes.
And then you removed it.
Yes,
And
and I felt relief.
and you felt relief when you removed it.
Yes,
Okay. And did that last till now? Are you still feeling relieved?
yes.
Okay. When you get the good feeling, like how long does it often last? Does it last days, hours, minutes?
It depends. Sometimes minutes, sometimes hours, sometimes days.
Okay. Now, you took out the collusion and you felt relief. Now, what does the relief mean?
That I don't have the collusion anymore, whatever it means.
So you cured it.
Yes,
Yeah, when you get the good feeling, it means you've cured something. So
absolutely.
So that's something. See, another thing I want, one of the things I want new people to realize is that we all have different approaches to our cure. Like if you are curing cancer, that can be very different from curing some kind of neurosis that causes you to fail in business. But one thing, we all get the same signals. So like we all get negative medical tests. We all get this good feeling. We all get finger signals. We all get, at some point down the line, you never find your disease again when you test for it with your finger signals and your good feelings and so on. It's really gone. You know, the disease is really gone. Ron, you were saying that about your herpes, right?
Yeah.
You don't find it anymore.
No.
And you haven't
I still test to see if it's there, but I'm not getting it.
and you haven't had an outbreak in
Since what? My friend died about a year ago.
yeah. Time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He died a long time ago.
That's right.
The last time this guy had a herpes outbreak was when he was emotionally distraught.
Yeah.
And you used to get herpes, you know, the outbreaks were like, you know, sort of continuous, right? I mean, they were...
Well, I get them fairly regularly. You know, whatever, every 2-3 months I would get them.
So you know it's cured if you haven't had it for 3 months then.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well this is good. And I thank you all for your help. Barb, you look very nice actually.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that color. That's
2 hours of sleeping, no makeup. 2 hours of sleeping, no makeup is pretty good.
That's a very nice top you're wearing.
I got it from
It's the natural look.
This one? That's from Jennifer Aubert, Franklin.
Yeah, that's really very nice. And also, you know what? I like your hair, that color.
Yeah, I do too. That was Alejandra's suggestion.
Yeah, it's great. It's beautiful. Really.
Thank you. I
Really.
had blonde hair when I was younger. Thank you. It was good. More fun. It's true. They have more fun. Everybody's vacuuming.
Somebody outside the door. I can't do anything about it.
I see.
In the hallway.
Well, this is, okay, so far, this is absolutely great. Just great. So now, let's talk about this issue of, do you want to start with collusion or making a difference? Let's hear a vote of what we should start with. Should we start with collusion or making a difference? Who says Who says
Collusion.
collusion?
I tested for collusion.
Okay, so you tested for collusion. What about everybody else?
To be first.
Collusion.
Start with collusion and going on to making a difference.
Okay. So, Barb, you said that you tested who tested, call out the names of people who called out collusion. Yes, for collusion. Barb was one,
Me?
Gus was one, Ross was one. Okay, who else?
Nobody else, I think.
Nobody else. Okay.
I
Now,
tested yes for collusion. Oh, you mean originally, or just when we were testing the do first?
so you tested yes for it now.
Originally.
No, I still test no.
Okay. Well, all right. So, the question is with who or what? So, who pops into your mind? Who or what pops into your mind?
The dark forces.
So, to test the dark forces, see what you get.
I believe it's a dark force, yes.
Okay, Gus, what pops into your mind?
My ex-girlfriend.
Okay, so your test your ex-girlfriend. Do I collude with her?
I collude with my ex-girlfriend. Yes.
And test this, Gus, test this. Does my ex-girlfriend ever send demons at me?
Oh my God, with my ex-girlfriend. Ever send demons at me?
Get no on that?
I get a faint yes.
Okay.
Very faint.
Does my ex-girlfriend
Surely I'm sending them at myself.
do I ever channel my ex-girlfriend?
I'm going to channel my ex-girlfriend. No.
Does my ex-girlfriend ever influence me on a non-physical level?
Getting a no there.
Okay, good. All right. Do I collude with my ex-girlfriend's judgments of me?
Collude with my ex-girlfriend's judgments.
Get no on that?
Getting a yes.
Okay. Test, have I cured my collusion with her just now?
I cured my collusion with her just now. Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so, Barb, have I cured my collusion with the dark forces now? Test.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, now test for somebody or something else that you might collude with. Now, where's the third person? Who else said that they were colluding?
Me? It's me.
Oh, there you are. Who did you get that, or what did you get that you collude with, Ross?
Excuse me, I wasn't here because my husband was calling me.
I noticed that.
So I have to test what or who I
Channel what or who?
okay. It's my husband. I
Okay.
guess yes.
Test, have I ever colluded with his disease?
Have I ever colluded with his disease? Yes.
Okay. So cure that now.
Okay. I'm curing, colluding with my husband's disease now. And I get yes.
Okay. Now you got to realize that you're going to need to see immune dysfunctions don't just go away so fast. So you're going to
Sure.
need to check yourself for this particular one. When like in a on an ongoing basis and weed it out.
Sure.
You
Yes.
know, one thing I noticed about myself is I'm tweeting more. and because I realize like I'm always thinking about all these things. Like I walk around all day thinking about this stuff, and I almost never tweet about any of it. You know, I was sending like 5 or 6 tweets out a day, and then I started thinking of all these things that I should tweet. And so if you notice, like there's more tweets coming from me.
Yeah?
And also I'm getting a smartphone shortly, so then you're really going to see some tweets, because I'm probably going to have this thing with me all the time, you know. So, and by the way, Gus, you should subscribe to the Cure Drive on Twitter, or have you already?
I have, yes, and I'm getting my replacement phone tonight, hopefully, with my friend.
Oh, good. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay, now, since you're here, you did a little short session with Barb a week or so ago, right?
Yeah, I did. Thank you, Bob.
And you were talking about doing an immersion weekend. What happened with that?
It's a finance thing at the moment, so I'm just I had to buy.
You what?
What I'm doing, so the money went on that.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
So I had to spend little money I earned a couple of weeks ago. I had to spend it on new cordless drills for the job because my old one's packed up. So a little bit, you know, financial right now. So I'm very keen to do it still.
Boy, you know, I have to say, listen, you know, there's nothing like a drill with a cord on it. You know? No, really, because cord. You know how many? Do you have any idea how many cordless drills we have in this house? I mean, good God. And I keep saying we have to throw these out. And Freddie says, well, you know, this one works a little bit, you know. So we hold on to these things, but we probably got 5 or 6 cordless drills that are all dead. You know? Get a drill that you plug in. I have a drill I use, and it has a plug. And I get an extension cord, and I walk over and I drill. When I want to drill, it works great.
Yeah.
You ought to...
I have to carry mine around with me all day long, like up and down stairs, up and down everywhere, over here. It's really good. It's definitely a cordless thing for a carpenter on a building site.
Well, you definitely better buy a very expensive cordless drill then, because...
Oh, I did. I spent a fortune.
Okay, because the other one, forget the other ones. All right, onward to...
I got 2. It was a twin pack. I got 2. I got a impact driver and a normal cordless. So it was a bargain, but it was expensive.
You know, what we'll do is we'll give you a 2-day weekend for $600. Okay?
That sounds good.
So we'll give you a reduced fee. We'll give you a 2-day weekend for $600, and it will include Friday night also.
Okay, that sounds good.
So you'll start on Friday night and you'll go through the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And you have to also have a weekend that's completely free, where you don't have any commitments and aren't doing anything.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Because this is like, imagine if you were in a workshop and you were actually physically there. That's what it needs to be like. You need to like seal yourself up somewhere and just, you know, be able to work. And you can take walks and so on, you know, and go out too, you know. That's a nice thing about this. Now, do you think that when you did that short session with Barb, that it's sort of like what seemed like a substitute for doing an immersion weekend?
No, not at all. No. It was what it was, and it was great. It was very helpful. It was to give me an idea of, you know, how it would work in the immersion weekend. But I'm still keen to do one. It's just when the time is right, when I've got the time and I've got the money,
You know what?
I can commit to it fully.
There's something I wanted to tell you, and I'm glad your friends haven't come yet, because I've given a little thought to you, over the past few weeks. And one thing is that you're going to have to do a lot more than an immersion weekend, because what I see about you, like, how you spent like a month in a yoga ashram, and then you came out and you were saying, well, that you should teach yoga. Which you probably should teach yoga, because you're probably competent enough to teach yoga, don't you think?
I lack a little confidence, but yeah.
Okay, well that's the...
It's just getting started, isn't it?
That's what I wanted to mention to you. I read something that you wrote on your Facebook wall. It's good to write things, like to tweet and to write on your Facebook wall and so on, because people see the things you write and then they can help you. And I saw this thing and I realized what you need. And I didn't know before, but when I read this and what you say, you were talking to a friend of yours, and you said that you were going to go home to some place or other, I don't remember where it was, and you said that would be a good place for you to teach your healing, because there's a lot of sick people there. Remember that? Remember writing that?
Yeah, writing.
Well, when I saw that, I realized that you need a lot of training.
Yeah.
Because that's dead wrong. You are not looking for sick people to work with. Plus there are tons of sick people on the web if you want to work with sick people. You don't need to live anywhere to find sick people. They're everywhere. What you're looking for is people with money to pay you. Get it? That's what you need. You need clients who can pay you $6,000 at a time. People who want to be coached for the rest of their lives. And you need the kind of people who, like, I had a friend who was a coach, and her clients, like, they worked with her for years, and they paid her like $3,700 a month to work with her every month, 12 months a year. And then she got another client. She went away and she found somebody else to take on her regular clients, and she traveled with this guy. And you know what he paid for her to work with him? He paid $225,000 a year for her. And of which she got 150 and the agency got 75. They got a third and she got 2/3 of whatever fees that they collected. And that is the kind of client that you need. See, what we do here on the Cure Team is we're trying to tip Cure into global consciousness. And see, here's the thing, okay? Let me give an example. I'll just talk to everybody now, because this is, and when your friends come, you can go, because I've said everything I probably am going to say that's specific for you. This is what you need to know. Like, you need me. You need the Cure Team. You need training. You will never be able to, what you'll end up doing is teaching. You could probably teach yoga wherever you are, and you'll make like $100 or $200 a month from your classes, and you'll have to have another job, like carpentry or something, to actually make your money. And but if you actually want to make a real difference, one of the movies in my movie list, you should watch all the movies in my movie list, and one of the movies, the title is, should you make a difference or should you make money? And the point of the movie is that if you don't make money, you'll never make a difference. It's only the people who make money that ever make a difference. All the other people, they don't make any difference. They just make a little difference for a couple of people. But as far as changing the world, and the world, see, all the people in those movies, they're all changing the world in some way or other. Like there's a kid who's you know, his movie is about an electric skateboard that he uses to get around. Now, if a lot of people started using electric skateboards, there'd be a big change in the world, because electric skateboards don't use any gasoline, and they hardly use any electricity. He takes he rides around on this thing all day, and then he takes it home, plugs it in. You know, and it's ready to go. When he's ready to go out again, it's ready to go out with him. And when he goes somewhere, he goes upstairs and he just brings it inside and leans it up against the wall. You know, when he goes to school, he leans it up against the wall, and that is he's making a difference. You know, he's changing the world with his electric skateboard. You know, and that's how you do it. And let me tell you, making electric skateboards costs money, so you got to make money. And see, okay, here's the thing, okay? Here's what I want to say to everybody. Let's say that you're Steve Jobs, but you don't have a company. You work in your garage, and you make an iPod. And you go and you don't know what to do with the iPod, how to make it, you know, popular. So you go out in the street and you walk up to people on Main Street and you say, please have a look at this. This would make a big difference for you. And aren't most people going to just politely smile at you and say, oh, thanks, but I'm not interested, and walk on? Right?
Yes.
I think that's something we can all agree on, right, Barb? Don't you think so, Barb?
Yes, I do, very much so.
Okay, so Anna, what do you think? Do you think a whole lot of people would stop and say, oh my God, I have to get one of these?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I see. No, I'd like to say that with my stickers. It's a good line. I don't
Okay.
understand. Yeah.
You know, okay, so now, the thing is that those same people who walk by him and say, no thanks, I'm not interested, or they stop and look at it and they say, gee, I don't really know what I would want to use this for, and they move on. Or you say, well, look, you could watch a YouTube movie, and the person says, yeah, but I don't want to watch a YouTube movie when I'm walking down the street. You know, I kept talking to Keely about watching, you know, I mean, Keely won't listen to an audio book. That's how backward she is. Like I told her, and she can't read anything. She has no time. So she never reads. You know, she loves reading, but she doesn't read because she has no time to read. So I told her, we'll get some audio books. And she said, oh no, I don't like listening to audio books. You know, I like reading. But she doesn't read because she hasn't got time. So she has nothing. That's what it ended up with. She ended up with nothing. But she still can't see it, you know. That is most people. But those same people, when Steve Jobs has the iPod on the market for 3 or 4 or 5 years, those same people are going to be walking down the street with iPods, with a headset on, listening to something, music, movies, whatever. You know, like I was in Best Buy when the salesman was showing me his iPod, and you know, he was listening. He had his iPod set to a movie. It was like a feature movie, a Hollywood movie that he was watching while he was working. He's like at work watching, you know, a movie, Rocky or whatever it was. You know, I don't know what it was, but that's what he does. Like when he has a few minutes, he turns this movie on, and by the end of the day, he probably polishes off 2 or 3 movies. You know, because he probably has enough downtime at work to do that. You know, he's there 8 hours. He can probably spend half of it listening to a movie. So what you do when you want to get something out there is you find the lead users. Who are the lead users of this? Anna, who's the lead users?
That would be us.
You! Exactly. You're the lead users. You love it. You know, you talk about it all day. You use it for everything. You show other people how to do it. Like, let's take Ron. is a good example here. Okay? Ron, you know, there's three kinds of lead users. There's Maven, connectors, and salesmen. You are a Maven. You are not a connector and you're not a salesman. How do I know this?
It's easy.
Okay, explain it to me. How do I know?
Well, I don't tweet much. I'm not, you know, I help people out, but I don't, you know, I don't insist on them, you know, joining in. I just like to help them out.
Okay, you're exactly right. See, you're the guy, like at where you work, like let's say they're back in the kitchen, somebody says to somebody, you know, this new guy says to somebody, I think I'm getting sick, I feel like I'm getting the flu. And the person who's been there a while says to him, go out to the caddy shack and talk to Ron, he'll show you how to cure it.
Right.
And they know this because people at where you work know you're a Maven.
Right.
Like you're the guy, Mavens are people who, when you're buying a stereo, you have this friend, like you were telling me when you bought your smartphone, you called up your brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Maven, he knows about smartphones.
Yes.
See? Well, you know about diseases, curing diseases, you know? So people, when they're getting sick, they come to you. And that's how...
Yeah, they're not as much as I would like, but they do.
Right, exactly. You know, that's right. Now we take Barb, okay? Where's Barb? Barb, come back. Stick your face in the thing here. Okay. Now, you're on the phone, right? Barb. Barb, I need to talk to you. Come on. Call him back. Barb, go off mute and tell him you call him back. Come on. Come back.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I will call him. Okay.
Okay. All right. You.
Oh, God.
Okay.
They're like, are you on the phone? Hang up with another phone.
Okay.
That's what he's saying or she's saying?
Are you on the phone?
You're a connector. Okay? You're probably not a Maven or a salesman. You're probably a connector. How do I know that you're a connector?
Because I'm like,
You connect?
that's all I do. That's what I do.
Yeah,
And,
like at the beginning of this call, what did you say? Gus wants to be on the call, remember?
yeah, that's true.
That's a connector.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So
Yeah, I do that.
so that's what you are. You're a
Right.
connector. Okay? So what's Greg?
Right.
Is Greg a Maven, a connector, or a salesman?
Maven.
Yeah, I got Maven.
Should be.
Yes, maybe.
I got all three.
Better if he was a sales.
I mean, setting.
I think he's a salesman.
I still get Maven.
You know, I think Franny is right. Greg, I think you're all three.
I think the strongest one I test is connector, but he's all three.
Yeah, you're definitely all three.
That's why he's the boss.
Oh, boss.
For one thing, one thing I notice about you, as far as you being all three, is that anytime I want to buy anything, I always talk to you about it, and you always know some research on it already, and then you always also have more you know how to do more research, and you always find the right thing. And recommend the right thing to me. You're definitely a Maven.
Yeah.
And, you know, the same with this. Because if you're a Maven with one thing, and you get very involved in something else, you're going to be a Maven with that. Now, Ross, what are you? What's Ross?
What am I? Tell me.
See.
Well, see, it's tempting to say you're a maven because, you know, you're always teaching people how to cure things when they get sick and so on. But I just get a feeling about you that you're a salesman. I don't know, what do you think you are?
I don't think I test I am.
Okay.
I test I am a salesperson.
Okay, but why do you think that? And why does Ross seem like a salesperson?
Personally, I don't think I am. I tested that.
Oh, you tested you're a salesman? Yes.
And it is very strange because if I think about it, I don't think I am.
I'll tell you
But
what.
I test I am.
Lean back and relax. Lean back and relax. All right. Okay, good. Now, one thing that tells me you're a salesman, did you notice how you were sitting a minute before? Like, you're
Yes.
very intense. Okay, you move forward, your head is in the camera, you do that a lot. That's a salesman.
Okay.
That's what salesmen look like. That's how salesmen are very intense. You know, see, the thing about you, Gustagi, since you're still here, I'll tell you, is that I don't think you're necessarily at this moment a salesman, but you might have the makings of one, because you are a very intense person, generally. You know? And another thing is, you're very genuine, very sincere, and salesmen are often very genuine and sincere type people who are outgoing, and they're often very loving, and sometimes they're self-sacrificing. You were saying you were building a kitchen for your mother. Salesmen are often self-sacrificing. They'll go to the wire for their clients, you know. They just love their clients. They will do anything for a client. You know, they'll sacrifice their life for a client, you know. They care about their clients. They love their clients. That's what salesmen are like. They're always, they love them, and they also like them, and they like spending time with their clients. They like their jobs, you know. They like selling. They like, and so there's a lot of salesmen who don't have sales jobs. Like Ross is a teacher. You know, that's another thing, Ross. To teach, you have to sell.
Well, yes.
Like, teaching is selling, because you're like, see, a teacher needs to, the talented teachers motivate students. You know, students have to be motivated or they don't learn.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, so that tells me that you've had to develop sales skills. Franny Franny, what do you think you are?
Nothing.
Franny is an angel. Franny is an angel.
What do you think you are, Franny?
I don't test yes on anything, but I would assume I'm a maven.
Actually, what you are, see, what I've always noticed about you is that at anything we've ever done, you've always been the best of all of us at any of it.
Uh-huh.
But you never do anything.
No.
Generally, you hang back and let everybody else do it because you're the leader, and if you start doing things, you know, then nobody else will.
Right.
So I think that your strategy's probably good, you know, that you don't do anything because then we have to do it. And it works, you know, because it makes us do it, you know. But I think that you're all three, and that you're like, I think you could do anything.
Oh, I can't hear you.
That's all I said. All I wanted to say is I think you could do anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
That's strange noises.
okay, so now, like, I want to stop our meeting at 1:30 today. So I'm shooting for 1:30, and the thing that I want to talk about is making a difference. Like, did you notice the tweet I sent out where I said, name 2 things that you can do that will make a difference for the Cure Drive? Greg, did you notice that?
No.
Everybody read the tweets. Like, let's just take a minute and read all the tweets. You don't have to forward them, just read them. We should read these. Before you come to this meeting, you should read the tweets, because then you'll know where everybody is. Like,
What
actually
things
catch
you did?
up.
3 hours ago. No.
Yeah, like you should read the tweets like, 15 minutes before the meeting starts. You should just be like getting into yourself ready for the meeting, by doing that. So, I find that when I find immune dysfunctions in myself, I am enlightened. It's an experience of enlightenment to find an immune dysfunction and remove it. Like, I learn about myself this way. Oh, and Nell, I wanted to say congratulations on helping your friends. I guess it was a child. Yeah, 4-year-old. Did the 4-year-old boy get signals? Oh no, go off mute. You're on mute.
Oh.
Oh, go ahead.
You're talking to me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
I know he didn't get signals. I mean, his mother, it worked through his mother, I think, because she could feel it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, 4-year-olds can get signals too.
I still have to teach his mother first, and then I'll get on to that one.
No, teach him first. His mother can follow. But remember Liam? Remember Kathy's son? He was getting signals.
Yes, of course.
He was getting signals when he was 3.
Well, I have a granddaughter who is 5 now.
Uh-huh.
But I can't teach her because her parents wouldn't be too happy about it. So that's the problem.
That's the problem with parents.
See, I can do things, but your kids don't always want to follow you.
Okay. So I want you...
I love to touch you. I love to teach, actually. See you good. After really well. By the time she's 10 or 11.
Okay. Anna, can you name 2 things to do for the Cure Drive that make a difference?
Well, I thought of things that we're already doing. So that we cure things, that we teach people how to test, and we tweet. Those are actually the 3 things I thought of.
Okay. One thing is, when you're thinking about this, don't include curing things for yourself, because without that there is nothing. So you have to do that. You have to cure things for yourself. That's not doing something for the Cure Drive. That's just what you got to do. You just have to. That's just something you have to do. Like, it's part of life. It's not like volunteer work. Okay. So you say tweeting and teaching people to test. Okay?
Right.
How about Greg? What do you say? What are 2 things you can do for the Cure Drive?
With people I've met, I can have them put together time, people who are, to invite friends and relatives over and have a little party where they learn about testing.
Okay? So you can do that. Okay? Anything else? What can you think of? Ron, name 2 things you can do.
I was minimally successful in doing that, and that's get somebody to join the web college, to sign up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to tell you that there aren't very many things that really matter. And there's a lot of good things that you can do. But I've only been able to identify 2 things that really matter. And so maybe what I should do is I should tell you these 2 things, and then I should hear you say if you can find a 3rd thing that really matters. Now I'm talking about these key things, okay? And actually, Anna said them both, but in different words. So you got the 2 things, okay? And one of the things is reaching out to and contacting, showing how to test potential allies and supporters. So when you said showing people how to test, that's what I turned that into. Potential allies and supporters. Finding people who might be able to reach a lot of people. Like, something, I went to look at smartphones. It might have been, let's see, what's today, Friday? I guess it was Wednesday. And it so happened that I told the people who were sitting at this, it was a counter with chairs and people sit down and this guy shows them how to use smartphones and demonstrates them. He works for Samsung, It's like this little concession they have at Best Buy. So it's not really part of the store, it's actually just it's a promotion, an advertising promotion for Samsung. So he sits there and shows people how to use the phones and so on. And I ended up teaching them all how to test at this little table. And because I told them about it started with me saying that I wasn't buying the phone for myself. It was the executive director was buying it of our church, and they said, "Oh, what kind of church do you have?" And I said, "We teach people how to cure things." And they said, "Oh, really?" And I said, "Yeah, you want to learn?" And they said, "Sure," And anyway, I was talking to this woman who I became Facebook friends with and recommended to you as a Facebook friend. Her name's Nora, and hopefully she'll friend you and you can become her Facebook friend. And when I looked at her on Facebook when I got home, I discovered that she has 4,500 Facebook friends. And the reason is, I guess, that she is an animal activist. She's a very big into volunteer work to help little dogs and kitties who are homeless. So that's something that's after my heart too. So I was happy to make her acquaintance. But there, I just started thinking, well, this person actually might be a potential supporter. If she has a lot of people who follow her on Facebook and are listening to her when she talks, in other words, if she's a salesman, like when you show somebody how to test, if they're a salesman, a connector, or a maven, you might actually get a supporter that way. But most people aren't any one of those 3. Most people are not like us. Like that's when I say you're a maven, you're special. Like you're actually exceptional, because most people are not Maven. Most people are just trying to cure a few things or do what they can. There's a lot of people out there who don't join the CureTeam. They don't want to communicate with anybody. They don't tweet. There are people who are trying to create healing practices or who have created healing practices, but who are very secretive and standoffish, and they're not connectors, they're not supporters, they're not, even really Maven. They're actually sort of just, they're nothings, They're trying to be salesmen, but they're probably not. They really don't care about people that much, or they get more involved. So, that's just, most people are like that. And doesn't mean that we shouldn't give to them something. We have something for them. We have the web college, we have movies, we have, most of the people who join the web college don't talk to us. We never hear from them. They don't write back to us when we write to them. They don't answer us when we send them an email. They're just out there. They donate some money, and it's good that we require a donation, because otherwise they would not be contributing in any way whatsoever. They would just take and give nothing back. And that is most people. Like most people can't get out of their own way. Most people work in jobs they hate. They do workshops to try to get better, and then they don't really get that much better, and so on. So, that's reality. And by the way, we are trying to help these people. And we're also trying to, get them to the point where they do make a difference. And if they get well enough, they'll start to. But, if you look at yourselves, you also didn't start this, some of you, until you'd been doing it for years. And then you joined the CureTeam. Like, Anna, you'd been doing it for about 3 years before I ever noticed you.
Right.
So, it may just take time to develop people. So, but one thing that you can do for the Cure Drive is reach out to somebody who really is a potential supporter, who actually can make a difference. That's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is practice. And there's a lot of ways of practicing, but Anna, you said one of them when you said tweeting.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you tweet, you get a little practice. Anna, do you know anything about the 10,000 hour rule?
I do.
Okay, tell us about it. What is it?
Well, it's. I guess you could compare it to becoming a journeyman. You become proficient if you do something for 10,000 hours.
Okay. I want you to test something. To get to the 10,000 hour level with curing things, does it take 10,000 hours, or can it be done in less time? What do you get there?
You can do it in less time.
Okay, test how much time it takes. Dan, is it under 1,000 hours?
Okay, under 1,000. Yes.
Under 100?
Yes.
Give me an exact number.
Okay, let me see. So is this for anybody in general or for?
Well, let's test for you.
For me. So do I need 10,000 hours to become a proficient?
No, wait. You're testing a number under 100 for you.
Okay.
Because you already tested the other stuff.
Let me see. 10. $53 hours.
Okay. Now, does that include showing people how to cure things?
Yes.
Does that include tweeting?
Yes.
Are there other things that it includes?
No.
Okay. So now I have something for you here. Okay. I want to be a person who, you meet somewhere, who knows, at school or some of the parent of one of the kids or whatever, it doesn't matter, You run across me and I'm a guy and my name is John and I happen to be somebody who a lot of people listen to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a doctor of such and such, but I've written a couple books and I'm sort of plugged into some kind of global pipeline for something or other, could be conservation or the environment, or it could be, whatever, okay? It doesn't really matter. Business, I could be a business consultant or whatever, anything, something. Okay, you with me?
Mm-hmm.
And you just showed me how to test. And I got it, and I like it, and and it's a wow to me. Okay, it really opened my eyes. It's cool. I love it. And now, what is it that you need to tell me? Like, what else do you need to tell me about it now that am at this point? Okay? So, what I want you to do is actually play Nell talking to somebody like that named John. Okay? You can be Nell, and I'm going to be John. And I'll start. I'm just talking. I just got a couple of signals. Well, this is amazing. This is real. I tested that I could kill a virus. I can't believe it, but I didn't move my finger. It moved without me doing anything. My finger actually moved without me doing anything. I've never experienced anything like that in my life.
And I'll say, that's really great. You can completely get rid of that virus forever. I can show you how.
Oh, you mean like if I was like hosting a viral thing, like let's say Epstein-Barr or something, just some virus that doesn't go away ever, I could get rid of it.
Yeah, you sure could. And I could show you how to do that.
Okay, well I'm interested. I'd like to learn.
Well, we have meetings on. You could first look at the Cure Drive and listen to some of the videos.
Okay, cut. Now, am I to understand that as you're playing Nell, like that Nell feels sort of like a babe in the woods with talking to this guy? She doesn't quite know.
Yeah.
She doesn't quite know what to say to him. Am I?
Yeah, true.
There's that. You have that feeling like, gee, what do I say next? What does he need to know?
Right.
Okay. Well, I got something for you guys. That on my Facebook wall, there's a note that I wrote, and it's sort of like to anybody, and you fill in the blanks. And so I just want you to know that you can fill in the blanks on stuff like this, because, okay, what I want you to do is be John. Okay? You're John, and I'm going to be Barb. And you're like a major environmental activist. You have a fan page on Facebook, and you have 82,000 people who follow you on Facebook. Okay, that you talk to. Who read your Facebook page and listen to you. And care about what you say. Okay, so you're John. And you're now in the same position. You just learned this. So talk like I was talking a minute ago when I was John. Go ahead.
All right. I can feel something in my hand, and I feel really good. So what is that about?
People cure cancer with this.
Really? How did they do that?
With a huge amount of study and work, actually.
Could you?
See, like, if you notice, like, you're getting these signals, like you can make a statement or ask a question or whatever, and then you get a signal or you don't get a signal, right?
Right.
So what they do is they use these signals to find out how to cure the cancer and cure it. And there are actually recordings. The people who do this, it's called the Cure Drive. They record these people. Like, there are recordings of people curing these things.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like hundreds of hours of movies on the web of people curing, like, all kinds of stuff. I'm in some of them. Not very many of them, but one or two, you know.
Well, I'd like to look at those.
You know what? Actually, I have my little, I have my smartphone here, and I could make a short movie of you doing this and curing something. How about that?
Oh, all right.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to turn the camera on right now, okay? Now,
All right.
okay, you can see it's on now. Now I want you to test, see if you get a signal on this. Do I have any viruses in any of my bodies? You don't have to know what they are to see if you get a signal on it.
And I got yes.
Okay, so now say I'm now removing all viruses from all my bodies.
I'm now removing all viruses from all my bodies.
Okay. And tell me if you get a movement or a little signal in your finger.
I'm not sure if I can feel anything.
Okay. Actually do it. Actually remove the viruses and look for the signal. Like, just feel that, just whatever it feels like, whatever whatever your version is of, like, I'm erasing, I'm killing these viruses. Go ahead, do it. And see if you get a flick. Anything?
Yeah, I think I feel a little tingling.
Okay. Now, do you feel any different in any other way?
Feel a little openness.
Okay. That is also a signal that you've cured something. The good feeling is a signal.
Wow, that's great.
Anything else?
Just feel calm.
A friend of mine did this with a guy, his viral load was he had HIV, his viral load was 3,000. It went to 0 in 6 weeks. Of course, he kept doing it.
It's impressive.
Do you feel any different now?
Yeah, I feel a little better than before we started.
Do you understand that, like, people, like anybody can do this? Like, anybody can kill HIV with this way.
Wow. Never knew about that before.
Well, what is this, like, what does this say to you? I mean, what are the implications of this?
Could be pretty far-reaching.
I mean, what could you do with it? Can you see that you can change the world with this? You, personally.
Yeah.
Cut. Okay, role play over, role play over. Okay, you were having trouble being that person, weren't you?
Yeah, it's hard to get inside of the head of someone that you know, has a different perspective.
Well, like to me,
It's hard, yeah.
okay, when I was observing this person as you were being this person, it seemed as though the person did the person feel very dense to you?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you know, this is what, like, I think this is a big obstacle for you, Anna.
Oh. Oh.
I think that you're channeling like the negative aspects of people.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
They may also have positive aspects that you're not able to access, or your challenge, what you've got to do, you've got to move on with this, with what we're doing together. What you've got to do is you've got to access the positive aspects of other people.
Okay. Yeah, I think it feels challenging, and I feel that potential rejection.
You've got to access the positive aspects of people. What you're looking for rejection. You're looking for density. You're channeling. You're choosing that aspect of people to interact with.
Right. Okay.
You got to stop this. You got to channel the positive aspects of people. And you know what? You really need to get some bumper stickers and just get out in the street for 20 minutes.
Okay.
That's another way of practicing, and you need to do that. Like you just need to interact with a lot of people, because see what's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of negative people and a lot of positive people, and you're going to you need to learn to let the negative people sweep past you, to eliminate them fast. Just you look in somebody's eyes, you see they're just fending you off, and you just turn your attention away from them, move on to somebody else, and latch onto that person who has the smile and the, oh, what is this, and they're curious or whatever. That's the positive things in people. You've got to learn to home in on that. So you just need to filter a lot of people in 5 minutes.
Okay.
You need to do 5 minutes worth of bumper stickers and then go do your shopping or something, just go do it for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Learn how to speed up. Learn to speed up. So that's one thing. Bumper stickers have always been good for that.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, also, the tweeting is good for you, and keep introspecting throughout the day. Find the tweetable things in yourself, and send more tweets. Just because that's breaking this up. These tweets that you sent through the week, they broke up a lot of stuff. Here you see the home page of curedrive.org, which is the Cure College on the web that we have put here for you to come learn how to cure medically incurable diseases. Now, at the top of the page, the home page, which you should be on right here, and I want to recommend, if you have not already, get to this page by opening a tab. Do not turn this movie off. Open a tab so that you can still hear me talking. And leave this tab open and then go to this website. Now the tally that you see, 132K, people ask, where does that come from? And if you notice, right above it, and this is, by the way, on every page in the web college, it says Report Cure. If I click on that, it goes to a page where there's a little form to fill out where you can report your cures. Now I will press the incredible back button, and go back to the homepage of curedrive.org. And also, if you want to contact us, there's a little link here that says contact. And you'll notice that we put our phone numbers in here. We feel more comfortable being called on the phone. So it's just easier to talk, and this is a very big subject, and we find that it saves us time and work if people call us. Now we document our cures. This movie that you're watching here is an example of that. This is a movie where people cure things on camera, and you watch them. You watch them curing things. For example, the woman here at this point in the movie is curing a flu, and if you watch this movie, you'll discover that she comes in with fully developed flu symptoms, including headache and God knows what else, and the symptoms disappear in around 20 minutes. That's how fast this is. Personally, I have not had a flu even try to come on since 1993, when I cured my herpes. My 20th anniversary, by the way, just passed. 20th anniversary of my herpes cure in April of 2013. Okay, if you look again above the CureDrive, logo, I guess it is, and what you'll see is the Cure Show. There's a link to go to the Cure Show, and the Cure Shows are another way that we documented our cures. And for example, you'll find letters at the top of the Cure Show, and if you click the letter F, it takes you to fibromyalgia, where you see a lot of, or 2 people curing fibromyalgia actually. And underneath it, there are many, many shows on flu. We had a flu hotline. And what you'll find with this is that people with similar conditions get parallel results. Like these people who cured their flu, or I don't think we ever had a person come in to cure the flu that, was just getting it. They all had it for a couple of days. There they are. And you hear their flu cure during the call in around 20 minutes. So there are about 100 diseases represented on this page. Acid reflux, abuse. There are, conditions can be considered diseases also. Such as traumatic stress syndrome from 9/11, the World Trade Center attack. A woman actually cured her traumatic stress syndrome from that. So now if we're back on the home page again, and up here at the top it says Login Hub or sign up. If you don't have a password, you can sign up, or you can log in, and you come to the hub of the Cure College. This is the hub, not the home page. And new people who come here, many people just come in and get a password right away. They instantly get a password and come in, and they say, "What is this?" It's gigantic. Over here, this is the basic skill. Skill 1 is cure physical diseases. And it has 10 applications. Remove viruses, cure cancer, end trauma, recode your DNA. With certain diseases, you must recode your DNA to cure the disease. This may be true, for example, of viral-based diseases such as herpes simplex, Epstein-Barr, and so on. And each one has 2 links underneath it. Now if I click on where it says lessons under Recode Your DNA, and these are the lessons. There's this huge page of lessons on recoding DNA. And one of the lessons is remove adverse DNA mutations you catch from other people. Bet you didn't know you were doing that. But you do, and here's the lesson on that, and then you scroll down and there's all these questions. That's how the lessons work. You probably, if this is the first movie you've ever watched, you are probably not ready for a password right now. But you should probably know this is here at the same time and some things about it. For example, here's an application of Skill 1, which is, what is Skill 1, do you recall? Cure physical diseases, right? And it's called the safety web. See it? Right here, the safety web. If I click on that, what I come to is a page of lessons about, and there's quite a few lessons on this page, about the safety web. Now basically, it's very simple. God isn't going to let you fail. A woman asked me, I was telling her to remove all bacteria from her physical body. And she said, well, if I remove all bacteria from my physical body, will I remove my beneficial intestinal bacteria? And I said, no. You're not going to remove your beneficial intestinal bacteria. You're going to, God won't let you do that. You're safe. However, there's more to the safety web than that. So you'd want to know about the safety web. Also, there's an application called Knowingness is Power. Most people ignore it. The reason it's here is because knowingness is curative. A lot of times things that you cure happen just because you know something. Now, curing physical diseases is the lowest level of study in this web college. For example, here, which is in the mid-level, there's a skill called 3 spiritual diseases. Do you see it? That's only skill 9. There are 12 skills. So another one is about function. Reinstall your functions. Another one is about reclaiming your immune system so that you can be immune to these things and you won't have to cure cancer or herpes. You won't not get it. As I said before, have not had a flu in 20 years. I haven't had a flu even try to come on in the last 20 years. Okay. If you're not ready for a password yet, and by the way, when you're new, you're probably better off with one of these options. These are the best options for new people, which are next to the movie. And that's when you know you want to start and you're ready. You're ready. You've like learned it and you understand how to do it. What you probably want to start getting a signal first. And if you notice under this movie, you should start getting a signal when you watch during this movie, which is now 4.5 hours, and there's many illustrations of people getting signals, so hopefully you'll pick it up while you're doing that. But if not, there's an entire page of signals, including a movie that plays automatically at the top, which is a very good lesson with a lot of very serious people getting signals as the movie goes along, and illustrating how they get signals. And then there are all these other movies about signals as you go down the page. This little tripod is wandering. I'm trying to hold this with my hand while I show this to you. So now, that's an example of some of the other things that are on here. This is our Twitter feed, this black thing, so that you can see what advanced people, because everybody who posts on this has been doing it for a while and, are curing things. A lot of these people have already cured their herpes or their other thing that they came to cure, their chronic fatigue syndrome and so on, and now they're, This is just some things I cooked. It's not about cooking, okay? But anyway, there's lots of people just talking about what they're the more advanced things that they're doing, and these are all people who've cured many things in the past, and probably never get the flu, as I don't. None of us ever get the flu anymore. We don't get sick in that way. That's pretty basic, not getting the flu. So if you're not ready for a password, the thing to do is just keep watching movies. And let me show you something about that. There are lots of movies to watch. Here's one that says I cured it in 10 minutes, and lots of people are interested in this. This is a popular movie. This woman is very experienced with this. She's been doing it about 15 years. And but see, if you go down on this movie to here where it says YouTube, and let's click on this. Let's go to the YouTube page, which is the same movie. See, you're on the same movie now. And right underneath it, there's something that says, let me just show this to you. Cure Drive is the account that the movie is in. And you see it says it has 352 videos. So the thing to do is to click on that and go in to the Cure Drive account with the 352 movies. And then, once you're there, subscribe to the account so that you can get back to it easily. And then there are other accounts too. This is not the only account. Some of them only have 25 movies. There's about 10 different accounts. But there's another one that has 250 something movies on it. This is deceptively simple and easy. As you watch these people in these movies, the cure is always instantaneous. And it gives the impression that it's over and you don't have to continue. You don't have to study. And then you get sick again because you didn't get deep enough and get everything. It's probably not going to be what you expected it to be. I think when you watch these women, that's what you see here, that it's probably not going to be what you expected it to be, but it does cure. It probably will if you hang in there and stick with it. You probably will cure the thing you came to cure. Say, can I go to the 144th dimension? See if you get a signal on that. Can I go to the 144th dimension?
Can I go to the 144th dimension? Yes? I guess I can.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay,
Okay.
both of you go to the 144th dimension.
I'm taking myself to the 144th dimension.
Me too.
No stopping for gas on the 8th dimension.
I feel clear.
I feel less interested in anything below the 144th dimension.
Can we stay here all the time?
I know, exactly.
Well, I mean, this would take a lot of backstory, but there's some decisions that my family's making that I now feel clear about.
Yes, because when you have that perspective from the 144th dimension,
Yeah,
you simply don't care about anything as much.
that's exactly it. But I don't care doesn't sound so good.
Well, see, that's right.
That's it. That's really
Not
it.
in effect.
When people hear we say we don't care, they go, "Well, God, that's sick," you know.
Okay, I know. It's a good thing.